Hello, I'm here with Angela Duncan, best-selling author, top 1% podcaster, and founder of Empower Her Money. I'm so excited to ask you a few questions. You are extra special to me. You are one of my favorite clients. I know I'm not supposed to have favorites. I love you guys, I promise. But one of my favorite clients, mostly because I've been able to see your journey so much more closely because we live in the same city, we're able to do the coaching in person, and we're in the same community. So I've watched your growth and development over time. One question I have for you is, what is it that made you decide to work with me? I know we met at Elena's Cardone event, we're at a mindset event for women. What is it that made you want to work with me?
So I think maybe something I hadn't shared with you, if you remember from the event that we were at, we had, and I don't remember her name at right now, but we had one of the speakers and she was part of the movie that came out. And so you know my background. I was sexually abused as a child. And so sitting there watching her do this speech in front of us with my daughter next to me, and she wasn't showing graphic images, but it was triggers. And for me, I had to leave her speaking, and I went outside and I just started crying, and I was like, God, how do I heal from this? Like, I know it's still there, I know the trauma's still there, and I need to get past this in order to just achieve better things in my life. At least that's what I was telling myself. And this one guy who was working the apparel part of the Elena Cardone event came over and he gave me a hug and he's like, God loves you. And I mean, it just went way worse, right? So I had to go to the restroom, like clean up my makeup a little bit. And that same day we had the lunch and you stood up and you talked about healing trauma. And so I looked at my daughter and I said, I can't see her from here because we were far away. And she's like, I see her. I'm like, when we're done with this lunch, help me go find her because maybe this is what I need.
I love that. And I'm so happy we got connected. I know a lot of entrepreneurs and business professionals avoid doing the work. And I know in the beginning, this was me as well. I know for me, the perception was, I don't want to do the work because I'm going to have to talk about it at least on a weekly basis. And I don't want to keep bringing this up because it's so uncomfortable for me. What was your experience when you actually decided, I'm going to do the work and we work together?
I have done a lot of work. I mean, I'm in my 40s. This happened to me 30 years ago, and I'm still carrying this trauma. So initially, I was thinking, this is just another person. I'll try it. It's probably not going to work. You know, that's kind of my mentality going into it. But when we were sitting together in that room and the way that you conducted, the way that we went through everything, it was different for me. And I felt like it really unpacked other layers, and we even had, like, I had a vision I uncovered that I didn't even know existed. And so I think being able to move back through those memories, knowing that today I'm safe, today I'm okay, I'm not reliving it, but I definitely have to work through it so that I can get past whatever that's blocking me from achieving today.
Right. And what advice would you give to someone else who knows they have these unresolved emotions or trauma in the background, or maybe doesn't even have a memory of what happened, but knows that something's getting in the way and they're afraid to take a look? What advice would you give to someone on the fence about something like that?
Yeah, so if it keeps showing up in your life, which for me, I could tell that it was. Obviously, it was still affecting me because it just happened that day again. You have to figure out how to fix it and how to heal from it. And until you find the right coach and the right mentor, you're gonna deal with it forever. And who wants to live in that kind of state, right? Like, I wanna be happy, I wanna be positive, and so whatever it is that I need to fix, then I need to fix it. It's just like, you know, if your car's broke down and you need to drive every day, you're gonna fix your car. You should be taking care of yourself too. It's so important to be able to just make sure that you're mentally healthy, because then you can show up for everyone around you.
Absolutely. And what would you say is there's two things I always hear of coaching. One, I don't need a coach, I have a mentor. I don't want to work with a coach who's not where I want to be in life specifically. I hear this, and then I hear, well, I'm in between investing in my business and investing in myself, and I really need to focus on the business investments, so I'm not going to prioritize anything to do with my mind. What would be your response to that?
Yeah, so first quote in my book is invest in yourself first. If you can't invest in yourself first, then you should not be helping anybody else. That's my opinion. If you're running a business and you're not investing in yourself, then how do you take care of your clients? How do you take care of your employees? If you can't teach them that you're taking care of yourself first, then why would I want to follow you? So I always have a coach, and mentors are important. I think they're very different. A coach to me is helping me in a specific area of my life, helping me get better in that specific area. I have a lot of mentors in my life that just help keep me positive, cheer me on, elevate me. I don't think of those people as my coach. They're my mentors. But my coach, I'm paying to help me with something because I realize I need help in that area. And I will always have coaches too.
Absolutely. And what would you say was that as an ROI? I know mindset is so intangible. I don't need it. We're going to focus on these other things. Like, what is the value of really eliminating those blocks? Because I know for you, and I say this because you shared it publicly recently, was that fear of public speaking and putting yourself out there. And I look at you now, and I'm just in awe of your transformation because right after you went and created an event and you sold out a packed out event for women for Empower Her Money, and it was a beautiful event. I was so grateful I got to attend as well. And now you have this top 1% podcast. You are using your voice so much more than most people in the world. So what was the value of elimination for you, and what was that transformation if you were to put a value on it?
Yeah, for me, it's being able to sleep at night. I think that was a huge thing for me. Unblocking that information that I didn't really know still existed for me, and what we went through in that day. I feel like there's just a bright light shining behind me, and getting deeper with my faith, reading the Bible. It's my responsibility to share that light with people, and in different instances, whatever is coming in front of me. The event, scared to death to do that. And public speaking has never been something I thought I could be good at because I was told differently. But realizing that, God is my word. So if he has no limits for me, then why am I putting limits on myself?
100%. I love that. Good. So last question. If someone is considering working with me, maybe they've seen me at events, they've seen me on social media, but they haven't had the chance to meet me one-on-one. Maybe they had a call with me and they're like, I think she can help me, but I'm not so sure. What would you say to that person who's on the fence?
They have to do it, because if you have crossed their path, there's a reason. And if they're dealing with something and they're just not sure, then that's their yes right there. When I feel like I'm unsure about something, that's when I know I need to step into that, because my fear is holding me back. And you were amazing. I love you. You did such wonders for me, and I'm just glad to have you in my life.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for taking the time to share your beautiful testimonial. And be on the lookout for future events with you, for sure. And definitely, if you're watching this video, go check out our podcast. I'm going to link it below.
Thank you.
My pleasure.